All right, Todd Conitzer here. I am going to provide you some valuable information regarding roofs today. I was called out to this property. If you have a home and you're getting ready to list it, if you have a home and you're curious about when a roofer gets on a roof, what they're looking for before filing an insurance claim, yeah, what's on this roof right here kind of ticks me off. So I had my video camera with me today, and so I decided to pull it out and, I don't know, pull the curtains back a little bit and let you see into the mind of another roofing company that was out here, because quite honestly it just kind of ticks me off, and I think it should be something that you should be aware of if you're a homeowner, or something you should be aware of if you're a real estate agent and you're having a house listed and somebody's saying the roof needs to be replaced. So let's dive right in, and we're going to go up here and I'm going to show you what I found. Okay, so let's give you the parameters. Homeowner selling the home. The normal process in selling a home is you have an inspection. The inspectors come out, they check all the things here in Kansas City. They're checking the water, they're checking electricity, they're checking the attic, they're checking for leaks, they're checking foundations, they're checking everything. And they, including in that, they check roofs. Now, home inspector's job is just to see if they could find anything that would be a glaring possibility of having problems with the home before it's purchased. That's the reason we pay for them to do that. Love them. I think they're a valuable asset in most instances, but in this instance they said that the roof might have some potential hail damage. Okay, so of course as the buyer they're like, ooh, I'm concerned, so they want to have a roof inspection done. Totally agree with that, 100%. Two instances play out. One, the buyers can have a roof inspection done by a roofing company that they feel they want to come out and take a look. Number two, the sellers can have a roofing company come out and have the roof looked at as well. Because ultimately, if there is hail damage, the insurance company of the seller is going to have to pay or have an adjuster come out to look at the roof. So now we're in this situation where the seller doesn't want to pay for a roof. The buyer is concerned about the roof because they don't want to buy a house that has problems. What happens is you have to have a real honest assessment of the roof before recommending to a seller you need to file an insurance claim. Yes, there's a lot of damage, because ultimately it could turn into just a bad situation, because if you don't give an accurate assessment, the buyers are going to be leery of the house and the deal falls through, and they're buying a house. You want to make sure that that's in great quality condition, that they don't have anything to worry about. I mean, this is that sticky situation for the roofer. Now, if the roofer comes out for the buyer, what do you think they're going to find? They're going to try to find damage if possible so they can try to get a roof. If a roofing company comes out for the seller, what are they going to find? They're going to try to find not enough damage so that the seller doesn't have to buy, or call in for an insurance claim. So that's the hope, right? So the roofers have an invested interest in the game on both sides. So how do you alleviate that? Quite honestly, it's just that, honesty. You really have to, I think, just a conscious. I'm going to show you something and show you why I get frustrated in this situation. I do roofs in Kansas City, and I'm not here to say what's right or what's wrong, or what the roofer that was here did was right or wrong. I'm just here to point out and observe and give you my take on the situation, and why us as consumers, buyers and sellers and real estate agents need to keep all of this in perspective to stop this cycle of stuff. Because I can tell you what's going to happen and how it's going to play out. So let's dive into this real quick. Okay, so normally when an insurance adjuster comes out, they will chalk the roof. They will make a 10 foot by 10 foot square. They will look for hail damage in that square to determine if this roof is damaged enough that it needs to be replaced. As you can see, there's some wonderful chalk on the roof. They did not call for an insurance adjuster. The buyers had a roofing company come out and do an assessment on the roof to see if there was damage based on what the home inspector said. He might have saw something that it needs to have the roof looked at. The roofer that came out should have given pretty much, my opinion, a better description. Instead, they chalked it all up. They probably took pictures. They probably sent these pictures, scared the buyers, saying, oh my gosh, this roof is absolutely horrible. You know, you're gonna need a new roof. You need to file the sellers need to file an insurance claim immediately if you're gonna buy this house. Because why? They wanna do the roof, right? Okay, so hail damage, actual hail damage, has to hit the shingle, knock off the granules, impact the backing, and cause a dent to be considered a hail hit. Most insurance companies require 8 hits in a square, which is a 10-foot by 10-foot area, to consider it hail damage. I'm going to show you what this wonderful roofer came out and he decided was hail damage and took a picture of this and sent to the buyers. And this is why I get so angry, because personally, I don't know who this person was. I have no beef against them, but I do feel that it's causing undue stress to both the buyer and the seller for a judgment call, and he should have really just walked the roof and really took advantage of the situation and looked for more damage than just a couple things, because the only thing that he did on this roof was visible from the street. He didn't do anything on the other slopes, and I'll show you that in a second. So let's show you what he circled as hail. Okay, so remember, it has to knock the granules, cause an indentation to be considered hail damage. Here you go. You ready? This, he considers that, this little chip off, hail damage. There's no impact zone, no nothing. Oh wait, see this? No hail damage. This one, it looks like he might have just kind of rubbed on it a little bit, maybe to knock some of the granules off. And this one, can you really see anything there? Right? So he's saying there's 10 plus hits in a square, and so far I've showed you nothing. Over here, yeah, this one, maybe, I mean, I can kind of see like some granules knocked off, but yeah. So how do you collaborate as a roofer when you're on the roof? You're looking for damage like this, and then you're gonna go to your soft metals. Soft metals are generally your valleys, your vents, things like that, right? So as a roofer or as an insurance adjuster, this will be the next thing they will check. Generally, they might check the soft metals first and then look at the shingles and do their squares, but you know, let's look at the soft metals. Because he did do some due diligence. He came over here and he put some chalk on this vent, and you can see it looks like there's hail damage. But you know how you do hail damage? Here, let me show you. I'm not saying he did this, okay? I'm just saying, I said peek behind the curtain. So here's the fun part. Take your finger, put some chalk on a vent, do this, and then watch, hail damage. You can make hail damage, because when that dries, it looks like a spot in the camera. So when you take a picture, oh no. Now, I'm not saying he did that. As a matter of fact, I brought some chalk up here. Let's do this vent over here. There might be some dots on here. Let's see. Oh, no, maybe he didn't do the old finger trick. I apologize. So, here we have some dents that can really only be seen if you're chalking on the top part. Oh, but don't you think you would have multiple dents on this side if it was hit over here? Could it be an install area? Could it just be some small push-ins from when they were installing? Don't know. Actual hail damage, these things are beat to pieces. So here's how you collaborate that, right? So, okay, this is questionable. Let's go over to this soft metal and we'll look at these, because usually if we're gonna have big hail damage, you're gonna have a bunch of stuff on here, and I really don't see nothing. As you can see, it actually looks pretty good. There's not, I mean, probably in the camera it doesn't look good. Let's look at these vents. Oh, there's maybe one little one right there. There's nothing on the gutters. So what can we deduce? On the back slopes, I see no areas for hail. On this slope, I see no areas for hail. on this slope, I've already walked this slope. It's a little steeper. I think I saw one area that could possibly be hail, and I didn't chalk this vent. There may be one there, one there. So now you're asking, well, okay, Todd, that's all great. You're saying that he was a little rambunctious in his markings? Yeah, maybe. He marked this area too as a +8. Let's check out his hail. Let's see. This is not hail. This is called an installation, where the shingle's installed and then it breaks away from the corner. There's no impact here and there's no granular loss. That's not hail, that's actually just like, I don't know what it is, just a little tar. That's not hail, there's nothing there. So now you have a situation where the buyers are worried about a roof. The seller shouldn't have to worry about a roof because the roof's only 6 years old, has cosmetic damage. So let's put it fast forward. Todd, well, now what happens? What if the sellers just filed a claim? In some instances, I do recommend the seller go ahead and file a claim if it's on the edge. But in this instance, American Family is the insurance they have. They only go back 1 year for any kind of hail damage or storm damage. If this case does play out and they come out, they're not going to find any damage. So therefore, they're not going to approve a claim, and the buyers aren't going to get a roof anyway. So it's just a bunch of unnecessary stress for two parties because of a rambunctious roofer. I take this very serious, and I don't tell people to just file claims without taking some due diligence or thinking through the whole process first. There you go. There's my thoughts. I wanted to point that out today. As a homeowner, as a real estate agent, as a person that maybe, I don't know, maybe you do home inspections. If you're gonna tell somebody that there's damage, by golly, you better think through that process before you cause a lot of unnecessary problems. Because if you're watching this video and say I'm an a-hole because I'm pointing this out, okay, maybe it's time that as homeowners and consumers, real estate agents and people that do these home inspections, maybe we should reevaluate on how things are done and really look at the information before jumping to some sort of conclusion. So that being said, yeah, I'm going to tick some people off on this, but this ticks me off, so we'll just see how it all plays out. If you're in the Kansas City area, the Southern Johnson County area, look us up. I would love to help you out any way I can. And if you're a real estate agent and you're looking for just an honest assessment of a property, let me help. Thanks. I'm out.